Now if we have a look at the instructions, okay, it says that you install the gas tank first, right? Okay, then we'll do the ailerons. There's a vertical stabilizer, then the tail section. We aren't going to do that yet because I want to hook up my control horns and get a little better idea on the tail of the airplane before I do that. Then it says we'll come back and we'll put the servo for the ailerons in. But I'm going to do the epoxy the elevators on, or the ailerons on, and then we'll glue the wing together and then do this. And then we'll worry about, you see it says, shows us control horns and the push rods, but it doesn't supply them, and it doesn't give you, gives you just one here and no guides. So I'll use my own. Like I said, the wheel pants landing gear an issue. Then it shows the servos going in, but that's about it. It doesn't show where to mount the motor. It doesn't show how many degrees off, or if you want to do it square, but I think you got to have it to the right a bit to allow for torque. My motor won't do that. It does show you the CG where it is. It does show you the amount of throws we want on the to tell you the truth, they're very vague instructions. Very vague. But we'll go back, we'll finish gluing this wing together. And then we'll put a servo in. Okay, got a little bit of epoxy mixed. I'm going to come on here. I'll do this other wing first. And put just a little bit of epoxy on this wire, so it gets inside there. You don't want too much, so you don't want it going anywhere but inside there. Okay, it's a very small amount of epoxy we're going to use. Okay, and then wipe some off on that groove. Okay, we'll put that in there. These hinges line up. Okay, now you see, I'm going to wiggle it a bit. Make that epoxy works in there a bit. Okay, there. Now, I'm going to come back and CA glue and do CA hinges in a minute, because this is a 5-minute epoxy. See, let's put enough on here. Okay, and then I'm going to take any excess there might have been, I'm going to take and put in that slot. Okay, now we'll go in here. Get that done. And that. Okay, now I'll have to come back and we'll have to CA glue that in a second. So here we go. Now, got those epoxy in. I know my hinges are halfway in each way. This pin's held in wire. This is the work one, you guys. I'm going to push this in really hard, right? And hold it. And glue the hinges. Glue the hinges. Glue the hinges. Okay, so the CA glue hinges, I got enough movement. Let them grab and hold. Okay, front side's done. I'll put some glue on the back side of the hinges. There we go, there we go. Make sure it's all set there. Okay, yes sirree. That's what we wanted. But I think this went down a little too low. Not too sure if I like that. Now, see, I want to guarantee my epoxy isn't going to get in my way. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my X-Acto knife. Just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to go between my part wing and that steel wire. So there now. I know that I've gotten epoxy there. There's oil there, so the epoxy won't stick in my way. Okay. Before the epoxy sets up on this one, get the pins out. Here's CA glue. Okay, so hold this here in place. Glue that one. Glue that one. Glue that one. Okay, now back to the other side. Remember, we should always do both sides. Make sure that the CA glue goes into the aileron as well as the elevator wing. Okay, so the epoxy set, CA glue set, and I got rid of my ailerons now. I never touched the wings. So next thing they say in instructions is to do the chow section on the airplane. Remember, turn the page and it says, look, the wing's joined. So they supply a piece of wood here. Now, when we epoxy this, we're going to want to epoxy this piece of wood in. Right? Not just epoxy these two wings together. We want to epoxy that wood together and that dowel. Okay. So, oh, they feel very nice, don't they? They do. There. And we'll mix the epoxy. And glue these parts up and we'll get it set. We'll be right back, we'll have that done. I'm going to mix the epoxy right now. Then I'll come back, we're going to glue this wood piece, stick it in there. Then we'll cover all that with epoxy. The other end of the wood stick. And stick it all together. So there's a good contact. And we get lots of epoxy so the wings join very good.